Good evening and welcome to News Geelong on this Wednesday, March 24, 2010. Tonight, Bowen Youth Services show us what a street surfer bus can achieve by those in the community who really care. In the world of Geelong sport, our man of pulsating sports, Tim Michell, updates us on the latest, and Larni Salathiel joins the children of St Patrick's Primary School for our Geelong weather report. Firstly, Geelong water restrictions have seen positive movement for the first time in 5 years, as Erin Pearson reports.
Water restrictions were scaled back on March 1st from Stage 4 to Stage 3 as Bowen Water continued to seek other water avenues. We've read in the media lately that we've been having a lot of changes with our water restrictions from Stage 4 back to Stage 3. How has this all happened?
Well, Geelong and District have gone from Stage 4 back to Stage 3 as from March the 1st. Bowen Water Board made this decision several weeks ago in view of the improved levels of storages this time this year compared to this time last year, which are 8% better off, and also because we now have the Anglesea bore field supplies coming on stream as well.
Now, how has the Greater Geelong been able to ease its water restrictions? What is Bowen Water doing that's enabled this?
Well, the biggest single contributor to our current decision is the major works we're doing on the Anglesea bore field. The Anglesea bore field will actually increase the amount of available water we have by 25% of our current consumption. So that is, as you can imagine, is a massive increase in the amount of water available. And because of that major increase, along with increased supply from the Melbourne interconnector when it comes online at the end of next year, which will increase our supplies by 50% of our current consumption, then these two major projects will enable us to have much more secure supplies of water for our customers.
Now, can we expect to see Stage 4 water restrictions again in the future?
Given the significant increase in supplies that we're going to have in coming years, along with other exciting projects like our recycled water initiatives, both with the Shell project in North Geelong and at our Black Rock recycling plant, our supplies will be at such a level that I'm confident that we won't have Stage 4 restrictions again within my lifetime.
Erin Pearson here at the Lovely Banks Water Basin, News Geelong.
Thank you, Erin. Another view on this important position of easing water restrictions has been expressed by the Australian Greens, again with Erin Pearson.
Greens candidate Bruce Lindsay talks to News Geelong about the different options in water conservation also available.
Well, water restrictions have been eased, I think, as a product of broad state government policy, and I think there's certain benefits in easing water restrictions in a targeted way, so people can water their gardens, they can grow their own food and so forth. I think in the broader sense, obviously these moves at the moment are targeted, A, in an election year, I'd say, that we're going into, and B, essentially because the government's bringing both desalination online and the north-south pipeline. I mean, they're essentially the basis of allowing the government to take these particular moves. Now, while easing water restrictions may be beneficial in certain respects, the grounds on which they're doing them, these particular moves, have enormous issues and enormous long-term implications that I think are part of what we really need to be looking at, the broader issues of water strategy and water policy. I think that there is enormous problems with both the desal plant in terms of relying simply on desal water. I think there's environmental issues, both in the desal plant and the north-south pipeline. Obviously, there's been a lot of concerns over both those moves.
Erin Pearson for News Geelong.
Thank you, Erin. One of Geelong's jewels in the crown, under the umbrella of Bowen Health, is the Michell Centre in North Geelong. Meryl Friend reports.
Most Geelong residents would know the old Grace McKellar as a nursing home. These days, Bowen Water are involved with so many different rehab facilities and aged care here. There's hydrotherapy and lots of physios working hard out here to help patients. Last year they had their 50th birthday and the services are just becoming more and more advanced, and the new town square will be launched later on this year.
Of recent times, we've had a lot of change to the building fabric on site, which you'll see, and people seeing they come out here. We've rebuilt the 100-bed inpatient rehabilitation centre. We've rebuilt all of our high-level care facilities, and we've got this fabulous town square partly done, not finished yet, but it'll be finished partway through the year. And we've also got a community rehabilitation centre that's been rebuilt. So we've got all these lovely new facilities, some expansion of services, but essentially great new places with good, strong service.
So it's mostly for rehab. Is that for people after accidents and that sort of thing, or what other areas does it cover?
Yes, the rehabilitation centre, we've got bed-based rehabilitation. We've also got ambulatory, which means people coming in coming in and from home. And also home-based rehabilitation, so we've got staff going out to homes. Essentially, it could be after an accident, it could be after a stroke, it could be after an amputation.
And in your hand there, you've got some wonderful woodwork that the residents do out here. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Sure. We have a group of volunteers that come in on a weekly basis, and they pre-cut the wood at home and then bring them in, and the residents get to put them together, glue them together and do some sanding and painting. It's a real men's group, so we have a lot of residents. We've got about 20, I think, that come each week. And we're actually looking at expanding that to another day because it's such a fantastic group and it's so successful, more want to come. So,
Meryl Friend, News Geelong.
Thank you, Meryl. Spamalot is about to hit the stage in Geelong as another top musical production. Colin Mockett brings us up to date with the latest.
It's well known that the people of the Geelong Lyric Theatre Society love a party. So when they decided to launch their new production of Spamalot, they did it, of course, with a party. It's going on behind us here on the deck. But we've brought out from the party the president of Geelong Lyric and the producer of Spamalot. That's Ben Crowley. Now, Ben, this version of Spamalot in Geelong has got to be one of the first non-professional ones. It was only in Melbourne 2 years ago, wasn't it?
That's right, Colin. Yes, the non-professional rights were released last year, and there were 3 companies in Victoria that undertook the production last year. It's on a limited release, and we're obviously the first company in Geelong, but we're about probably the 4th or 5th company in Victoria to have the opportunity to put it on.
Hey, Scott, have you sung on stage before?
Colin, I haven't, no. And as Arthur, King of the Britons, I'm very much looking forward to this debut foray into the musical theatre world. Obviously, having been involved in the dramatic arts for a while at places like the Woodbine, as you well know. But this is a fabulous opportunity to do something that I've only ever really done in the shower before. Singing, that is, Colin.
I'm pleased to hear it.
This particular show, Spamalot, is half Monty Python and the Holy Grail, but it's also half a big Broadway musical. And so they've come along because of the Broadway elements, the dancing and the singing. I mean, I would say most of the cast are sort of also starstruck like that as well, or stage struck, and but yeah, no, it's a great little mix because we've got die-hard Monty Python fans mixed in with Broadway fans.
It's Colin Mockett for News Geelong, Channel 31.
Thank you, Colin, as we go to a break here on News Geelong and be back with more after this.